Hey everyone, what's going on? Retire on Dividends here. Time for the weekly update for the Defiance ETFs. For those of you that aren't familiar, Defiance is obviously another company that offers high yield ETFs, and the main of which is QQQY. Others are, SPYT is actually listed number 2. Interesting. SPYT is an up and comer. A lot of people do enjoy that. The other ones are IWMY and mainly JEPY. And then there's others here that have been around for quite some time, and they're starting to offer different leveraged funds as well. But this video today is to focus on how the higher yielding funds are doing. So those high yield funds are QQQY, JEPY, IWMY, TRES, which it's not really, well, it is high yield, but it's not high yield when you compare it to others. And then there's SPYT and USOY. So first tab here, again, I always track what all of them average from inception, like based on when they declare their distribution. What is the actual yield? So what can you usually expect based on the current price of the stock? So for the most part, for QQQY, they yield around 59%. JEPY is 44%. IWMY 75%. TRES 12%. SPYT 20%. And USOY 43%. Some of these numbers look great. Some of these numbers are okay. But the more important part is you really, it's all about what you can bring in, right? What's your goal? Is your goal mainly high income? Is your goal total return, and who cares about the rest? Or is your goal capital appreciation? So it all depends on the person. All right, these funds can be used very well depending on the individual. These are tools in a toolbox. All right, not everyone can use QQQY and be happy about it. I don't know if you look, in the different communities, people are very angry when they invest in QQQY because their capital goes down. So if you can't stomach your capital going down, then some of these funds are not for you. But I don't know. I just wanted to get that out there because there's a lot of misunderstanding of what these funds are for. All right, so let's just get right to it. Let's get into QQQY. So as of the last month distribution that they paid was 80 cents. So typically right after that, I start tracking how these funds do. So let's just go right from there. They got 5 cents. Real quick too. What I do is I just track the price of the stock on a daily basis, and I track how it does. Now these stocks are basically made of options, right? If they make money on options, then the price of the stock will go up. So that's the idea. So when I say income per share, that's how they're making income per share. Anytime it goes up, that's income. Anytime it goes down, that's a loss. So the first day right off the bat for the month, they made 5 cents. You'll look in column E in yellow. And then they made 6 cents. In orange, you'll see like the daily, how much they make each day in orange, and then the running tally for the month to date in yellow. So they made 6 cents, 8 cents, and 4 cents. That put them at 23 cents. Then they made 7 cents up to 30 cents. And then here we are up to last week, 7 cents, 10 cents, 8 cents, 4 cents. So they made 59 cents month to date, and they're halfway through the month. That's pretty damn good. And they paid, look at last month, June, right? They paid 80 cents last month. So they're on their way to make more than that. They're on their way to make about $1.20. I mean, obviously everything has to go perfectly, so let's be realistic here. But overall, QQQY, a very good month. And if you scroll to the right, if you look over to the right in purple, you can see the total return from inception, right? This takes capital plus distributions. Again, this is without dividend reinvestment. Obviously, if you take dividend reinvestment, that puts more money to work right away. This is just, essentially looking at a share and how it's done from inception, getting the distribution as cash. 12.66% total return. So again, when you say QQQY sucks, does 12.66% total return suck? And if you look, this incepted September 13th. It's not fully at a year yet, but to me, I think 12.66% return in less than a year is pretty damn good. All right, but again, if capital is all you care about, this fund is clearly not for you. If income is all you care about, this fund is for you, right? So anyway, let's move on. Let's go to JEPY. All right. So JEPY, when was their last dividend? Their last dividend, they paid about 55 cents. Okay, so since then, they made 2 cents that first day. Okay, great. And then they made 4 cents, and they made 5 cents, 3 cents. They lost a penny, and then they made 3 cents. Leading into last week, they were up to 16 cents. And last week, they also had a great week. They made 6 cents, 11 cents, 3 cents 2 days in a row, and now they're up to 39 cents. Okay, so what did they pay last month? They paid 55 cents. So they as well are on target to make more than what they normally pay out, which would be an awesome month, right? Because not only would you get the high distribution, but you'd also get some capital appreciation, which, as of late is unusual for these funds because some months they've been struggling. And it shows in the price, right? Because essentially you want to be capital flat with these, which that is really, really hard to do with these high yield expectations. But anyway, so JEPY mid-month sits at 39 cents income, right? Next week's going to suck because we're going to lose a day, right? So, this momentum we have is going to be slowed down by 1 day, but that's all right. We'll live. But like I said, 39 cents. Scroll over to the right. What is their total return percentage for from inception? I'm showing 11.27%, which again, that's good. That's pretty damn good. All right, let's go to the problem child of the group. This is IWMY. Why do I call them problem child? Well, they're very volatile. So they can do great or they can do awful. So let's take a look. Last distribution, they paid 91 cents. Right off the bat, they lost 3 cents. They lost 15 cents, and then they were down to 18 cents. So that's not good. Then they made 6 cents, lost it the next day, and then they lost another 9 cents, which put them negative 27 cents. And then they gained 7 cents, which essentially put them at negative 20 cents heading into the last week. And then what happened? Zero happened. They gained 17 cents. Awesome. Lost 8 and then lost 22. So IWMY is not really having a great month. So they're down 33 cents. So instead of making money, they're actually losing money. They lost 33 cents for the month. And I see this in TNA. TNA is like a triple leverage fund of the short caps, small cap funds. And this is the Russell, right? IWMY trades the Russell, which is essentially the small cap companies. And they're not performing as well as the rest of the market. So they're down 33 cents per share. So, not what we want, not what we expect. Total return from inception, they're a little newer. They're up 9.91%. But guys, that's still pretty damn good. Because again, they pay out a much higher distribution than the others because they have higher implied volatility. So IWMY, unfortunately, not as good as the other two. All right, let's go to TRES. TRES never does good, so hopefully we can see something good here. The last distribution for them was 16 cents, but since then, they made a penny and made 12 cents, lost 4, lost a penny, made 28 cents, which was massive, then lost a penny. Heading into this last week, they were up 35 cents. And then they lost 6, they gained 3, they lost 2, they gained 9. So essentially, they gained 4 cents for the week, which puts them up 39 cents. Okay, so what did they pay? TRES paid 16 cents last month. So they are well on their way to not only paying their typical distribution, but having some capital appreciation on top of it. However, if you look at total return on TRES, it's not doing as well as the others. They are down 10.3%. But this is nice to see, a nice little turnaround in the month-to-date income of 39 cents. So hopefully TRES can keep up. Again, not much interest in the fund that I see. I see that outstanding shares don't really move. So the people that bought in, that's it. I don't know. It's not my cup of tea, but let me know what you guys think of TRES. I know they get a lot of hate, but is this like a security blanket for you? Do you feel safe owning TRES? I don't know. To me, SPYT is that security blanket of the bunch, but let's see. So SPYT has paid, they paid 33 cents last month. Okay, that's great. Then they made a penny, they made another penny, they made 16 cents, they made 5 cents, they made another penny. And then that put them at 24 cents heading into last week. And then last week they made 4 cents, then 16 cents, then 5 cents, and then a penny. So insane. They made 26 cents last week. That puts them at 50 cents per share as compared to what they pay, 33 cents usually. So that's what they paid last month at least. So they can not only afford their payment, but oh my God, they can probably more than double what they normally pay. So SPYT, again, they may eventually be the GOAT of the group because they give everyone what they want. Because people, again, I know, unless you understand the fund, people will never really get it because when you look at the capital and you're always down, you're just like, oh, this is garbage, right? But SPYT, they're going to maintain capital and still pay 20% dividend. And that's not easy to do. And they're heading their way. They're on their way to do that. Total return from inception, they're up 5.16%. That's good. When did they incept? Let's see. March 7th, 2024. So it's 3 months old, right? They only paid 3 distributions. So they're doing pretty damn good. So SPYT, should I own more of it? Absolutely, I should. But again, they pay 20%. I strive for 40% yield on my dividends. However, since most of my yield comes from my own options lately, I can afford to have the others pay 20% because I'm yielding much more with my own money than I would get out of the other funds. All right, last but not least, the newest to the bunch is USOY. USOY paid 72 cents last month, which, was kind of surprising, pretty high yield. Unfortunately, that first day, man, they lost 66 cents. That's not a good jump start to the month. It's pretty bad, actually. And then what happened after that? They lost 16 cents. They gained 13 cents 2 days in a row. Then they gained 4 cents and 23 cents. And last week, they gained 4 cents, then 10 cents. Then they lost a penny, and then they gained 13 cents. So they went from negative 82 cents, and now they're catching back up, and now they're at negative 3 cents. So good comeback. However, this one seems like it's just going to stay, never make money, and then pay out a distribution, which is not good. But it's still new. I'm not going to judge them too much. They're down 0.17% total return. Okay, but time will tell on that one. All right, summary. There's no update here, really, because this only gets updated every time there's a distribution. So the next update to this tab will be for for July. So I'll show how much premium income they make per share and how much they paid out. And then you could see capital gain wise, how much capital gains they have, how much distribution they paid out, and then you could see how much true premium income that they made. And then obviously I'll recalculate how much I think you would need to reinvest in order, to keep a solid yield on cost. I'm not going to say to keep like the current yield. That's going to be a little hard. But I'm just trying to come up with a number or a way to think about like how, what is a good number to truly put back into these funds that they're going to stay pretty close to the actual yield. And I don't know, that's still a work in progress, to be honest, because I did run some numbers on these and it did work out as I expected. So like I said, work in progress, so stay tuned for that. And then there's this, by the way, I'm taking them off the Monday recap because there's no point, right? I cover the same exact thing that I cover on the Sunday. So I'm just going to call this, what do we want to call it? Shares, outstanding shares, status maybe. I don't know. I don't want too big of a word. All right, so this is where all the funds stand. So here we are, QQQY, outstanding shares. Didn't really, it actually went down, I think, when I checked it. But they're still the biggest fund. Net asset value, 257 million. IWMY still second, 153 million net asset value. JEPY number 3, 128 million. SPYT is 24 million. They did go up. So as I always say, I think Sylvia said they'll come out with their QQQT when they net asset value of SPYT hits 40 million. So I think we're on our way. It may take a little while to get there. TRES and USOY not really growing, to be honest. Outstanding shares not really increasing, but who knows? Maybe once they do better and perform better, it'll be good. Now, if you look at the ETF price, let's see how they're doing. Like if you just look at that alone, QQQY, IWMY, not so much, right? They're at $14. But that's what I always say. JEPY is kind of like the safe one of the group. They're sitting at 16 bucks. They don't yield as much, but they're doing pretty good. And then TRES, not too bad, 17 bucks. Again, all these launch around 20. SPYT obviously holding up the best. It's still in the $20 range. So again, you have many options here on Defiance alone that you have, you can make it work. And we were talking about this a little on the Discord. I'm just like, whenever I hear the 4% rule, man, I just get so angry because it's so ridiculous. That's what people are sold, right? Not only are they saying, okay, if you can live off 4%, you have to make enough money. Imagine how much capital you'd have to do. And on top of that, they're not even saying a dividend. They're saying you have to pull from your capital, pull 4% from your capital. Like, what? So your capital eventually goes down to nothing. So you pass nothing on to your children. Is that the goal? Is that what they want? Like, why not tell them to get into maybe an ETF that yields 4%, and then they can live off that, and that way their capital gets left alone, right? SHD, what do they yield? 4%? Won't that work? I mean, I don't know why I'm talking about this, but it's just, I need to make a video on that alone. But it's just a topic that, oh my God, I can't take it. Anyway, that's the Defiance update. As always, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. This video is for fun and entertainment. So hopefully you had fun. Hopefully you're entertained. If these funds still confuse you, please, you can leave a question in the comments, or you're better off probably joining the Discord and joining the Defiance channel. And we could talk about it, because I know these funds are scary. So if you want to talk about it, that's fine. If you want to just make fun of them, we can't really help you, right? You've already made your decision, right? You hate them, you don't want them. All right, don't buy them. That's not a big deal, so don't buy them. But if you do want to buy them and you do want to understand them, then a lot of us are here to explain it, right? Especially, Max Convexity covers these daily, kind of like how I cover Yield Max. So he explains them, how they do on a daily basis. So he'll be there as well. He's there in the channel helping people out understand the funds. So, all right, guys, if you enjoyed this content, please make sure to hit the like button. It is greatly appreciated. It helps the channel. And I'll get you, obviously, this is a weekly update video, nothing more, nothing less, unless they announce the distributions. Then we have a little more fun with that. Obviously, we'll throw an estimate out there. But yeah, that's pretty much the gist of me covering Defiance lately. And it works. Keep it simple. So anyway, guys, I got to go. Thank you for watching, and have a great day. Later.